The Social Architect, a comprehensive investor's guide to meta platforms, META. As we step into January 2026, the company formerly known as Facebook has completed a dramatic transformation. No longer just a social media conglomerate, Meta Platforms has evolved into an AI-first infrastructure giant. For a new investor, Meta represents a unique paradox. It owns the most valuable real estate on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, yet it is spending more money on future technology than almost any other company in history. This 1,500-word guide breaks down everything you need to know, from the Llama AI revolution to the quiet downsizing of the metaverse, before you commit your capital. 1. The business model: how Meta makes money in 2026. At its core, Meta remains the world's most powerful advertising engine. The family of apps, FOA. This segment includes Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp. As of early 2026, over 3.4 billion people use at least one of these apps every single day. The revenue engine. Nearly 98% of Meta's revenue comes from digital advertising. Advertisers pay Meta to show highly targeted ads to users. The AI advantage. In 2025, Meta introduced Advantage Plus, an AI tool that automatically writes, designs, and targets ads for businesses. This has made Meta's ads significantly more effective than its competitors, allowing the company to charge higher prices per ad, even as user growth in the West begins to plateau. WhatsApp monetization. For years, WhatsApp was a sleeping giant. In 2026, it has finally woken up. Meta is now aggressively monetizing business messaging. Large companies now pay Meta to provide customer support and complete sales directly inside WhatsApp threads. This click-to-message ad format is the fastest-growing part of Meta's business. 2. The 2026 pivot, from metaverse to personal superintelligence. The most significant change for Meta in 2026 is the strategic shift in spending. The Reality Labs reset. In mid-January 2026, Meta announced a workforce reset, cutting roughly 10% of its Reality Labs division, the unit responsible for VR and the metaverse. After losing over $70 billion on the metaverse since 2021, Mark Zuckerberg has signaled a retreat from purely virtual worlds. The new focus: instead of bulky headsets, Meta is doubling down on AI wearables. The Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses have become a massive hit, with production capacity expected to double by the end of 2026. These glasses allow users to interact with Meta AI via voice and sight, representing the next major computing interface. Llama 4 and the open source mode. While rivals like OpenAI keep their tech secret, Meta has released its Llama 4 model to the public for free, open source. Why do this? By making Llama the industry standard, Meta ensures that the entire world's AI infrastructure is built on its foundations. This makes it easier for Meta to recruit talent, find bugs, and integrate its own apps into every part of the global economy. 3. Financial health, performance, and the big spend. As of January 17, 2026, Meta's financials are a tale of massive income meeting massive expenses. Key data points: January 2026. Stock price, $641.97. Market capitalization, $1.63 trillion. Revenue, Q3 2025, $51.2 billion, plus 26% year-over-year. Earnings per share, EPS, $7.25, beating expectations. Dividend yield, 0.31%. Meta started paying a dividend in 2024, a sign of maturity. The risk: capital expenditure, CAPE. The biggest red flag for investors is Meta's spending. In 2025, the company spent a record $72 billion on AI chips, NVIDIA GPUs, and data centers. For 2026, management has warned that this spending will be notably larger. The bull view: this spending is an investment in the brains of the future. The bear view: if the AI revolution doesn't lead to massive new profits quickly, Meta's profit margins will be crushed by the cost of maintaining these supercomputers. 4. Meta AI, the dark horse of search. In 2026, Meta AI has reached over 1 billion monthly active users. It is now a standalone app and a core feature of Instagram and WhatsApp. Meta is currently in a silent war with Google. Instead of Googling a question, millions of users are now asking Meta AI. This creates a brand new revenue stream: search advertising. By integrating ads into AI conversations, Meta is threatening the traditional search model for the first time in 20 years. 5. Critical risks: what every investor should know. Investing in Meta is not a sure thing. You must weigh these 3 major threats. 1. Regulatory and legal headwinds. Meta is constantly under fire from the FTC and European regulators regarding antitrust issues and child safety. In 2026, several major lawsuits regarding social media addiction are reaching trial. A negative ruling could lead to billions in fines or force changes to the Instagram algorithm. 2. The Zuckerberg risk.
Meta is controlled almost entirely by Mark Zuckerberg through special Class B shares. He has 10 times the voting power of a regular shareholder. If he decides to pivot the company back into a high-risk venture, like he did with the metaverse, regular investors have no power to stop him. 3. Dependency on high capex. Because Meta is now a hardware and AI company, it can no longer run lean. If global chip prices rise, or if there is a shortage of electricity for data centers, Meta's costs could spiral out of control. 6. Investment strategy. How to approach Meta in 2026. If you are considering buying Meta stock today, most analysts suggest a wait-and-see or gradual entry approach for the following reasons. The Q4 earnings catalyst. Meta is scheduled to report its Q4 2025 earnings on January 28, 2026. This report will include the 2026 spending guidance. Many investors are waiting for this report to see if the company plans to spend $100 billion or more on AI this year. Valuation. At a price-to-earnings ratio, PE ratio, of 27x, Meta is not cheap, but it is less expensive than many of its Magnificent Seven peers, like Nvidia or Microsoft. Stock split rumors. There is significant chatter on Wall Street that Meta may announce its first-ever stock split in 2026 to make the $640+ shares more accessible to retail investors. Conclusion. The AI social powerhouse. Meta platform in 2026 is no longer just a social media company. It has successfully used its massive social reach to fund a transformation into a global AI leader. The verdict. If you believe that AI will be the primary way we interact with the world, and that smart glasses will eventually replace the smartphone, Meta is arguably the best-positioned company in the world to own that future. However, you must be prepared for extreme volatility as the company spends tens of billions of dollars to build the infrastructure for that vision.